All right, everybody, let's get started.
Trade associations.
Welcome to the Global Game Jam 2015 Washington, D.C. MAGFest site. Up here we have our Global Game Jam site coordinators. I'm Chris Totten. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
My name is David King.
Lindsay Grace.
All right, so I'm going to do some housekeeping-y things, and then we're going to watch a video where some people are going to say some motivational things, and then we're going to watch another video where you guys don't need to see the theme video, right? You're not doing that. Okay. All right, so like I said, I'm Chris Totten. I'm the game artist in residence at American University. I've written some stuff about game design. I'm the head of this organization in DC called the International Game Developers Association, or head of the DC chapter anyway. I am the founder of my own indie game studio, and there's my Twitter if anybody wants to follow me on Twitter. So, real quick, special thanks to all the fine folks at MAGFest for putting up with us, having a thing at their event. Thank you, American University, Lindsay Grace, my trainer, Josh McCoy. I'm not going to thank myself for that one. Thank you, IGD DC folks. Thank you to the pre-jam panelists that we had before this event, Anna McGill, Lindsay Grace, Alexander Brandon, and James Portnow. And then sponsors of Global Game Jam, Intel, Microsoft Unity, and those other people. And of course, thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for providing us with free video games on Sunday. All right, so we have a pretty good, we have the schedule laid out. So we are obviously at the announcements and keynote portion. We will reveal the jam theme shortly. We are going to then go down to the jam space, which for those of you who haven't seen it, is in the Eastern Shore rooms. It's on the other side of that atrium with the little town inside. And we can all even go down there together. Buddy up, so nobody gets lost. So yeah, that's the jam space. It's really quiet in there, which is great for working. Yay! And then yeah, once we get down there, we will form teams. We have stuff so that you can form teams, and then we'll just jam until, it says question mark, but until Monday at 1, or Sunday at 1. Tomorrow, a couple things you should be aware of tomorrow and Sunday. The deadline for creating a user profile and game pages is at 11. We are still trying to work with some of the musicians to have them come by, so we're going to go talk to people in the jam space before then. Let's see. And then day 3, we're going to start uploading games, and we have some directions for you for that on the GGJ server around 1. So also, leave the place cleaner than you found it. And then starting at 3, we're going to start doing presentations of games, and then afterward we will have open game playing time. A thing to be aware of Saturday as well is that at 3 we're also having a mid-jam check-in. So try to have a nice version of your game ready to go by then. It shouldn't be your first prototype, please. But have it ready, because we're going to open the doors to Game Jam or to MAGFest attendees, and they'll be able to come and see your games. If you don't want to have them come look at your game quite yet, we're actually going to also have little flags you can put up that says "Go Away." All right. Register if you haven't. Go to this website. I'll give you a second to write that down if you need it. It's basically globalgamejam.org, and then you can also search for Washington, D.C. MAGFest. And you will pop right up. Yeah. Okay, cool. Everybody good? All right. Diversifiers. So those of you who don't know, There are achievements of sorts that you can earn during Global Game Jam. So you can put features or narrative type settings, et cetera, into your game. And when you upload your game to the Game Jam website, you can flag these diversifiers. So we'll say your game has NES and Wristwatcher and Code for Good on it. So the full write-up is on that website at the bottom of the page, the bottom of the slide there, and it'll have the full, all of the criteria for fulfilling these diversifiers. So if you want to challenge yourselves to these game-making exercises, go for it. We also, because we had the unique opportunity to do Game Jam at MAGFest this year, we made our own site-specific diversifiers. So one of them, Jam Master, use sound assets by one of the musicians or artists who we're going to provide content. There's incorporate the Colossus yell into your games. Anybody go for it? Now's the time. Okay. Wow, people didn't go for it. Ready Player One. So this is the Tron themed MAGFest. So make your game either 80s themed or take place inside a computer. You can make a game to be played at MAGFest. Incorporate a piece of cosplay. Now, clever cosplay. Don't just be like, well, our game has Link in it. Find some interesting piece of cosplay. Maybe like that gentleman over there who's dressed as MAGFest. So then there's Lumberjack Award. Integrate lumberjacks into the game, and astronomers. So those are both based on people who have been at MAGFest before. It's terms for people who've gone to every MAGFest. Yes, Tara?
Can you go more into detail like what you mean by MAGFest?
Make a game to be designed to be played at MAGFest. So like, what kind of, non-digital location-based game could you make to be made it? Or a card game or something. Think of like the metagame for MAGFest, for those of you who know what the metagame is. So yeah, make something up that embodies something about MAGFest. All right, uploading your games. We have a much longer version of this that I will show later, but long story short, you have to have an account, be signed in, and be registered on at a site and on a team, which you must do by when?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. tomorrow, thank you. Click upload game in the upper left-hand corner. So I would make your page for your game right away. Once you come up with your idea and your team, just get that taken care of. And then the submissions have to be one zip file. And that's the picture of the file structure. And you can actually get a pre-made file with a pre-made directory with the file structure. And the license text, you have to have that license text at the website that's on this slide. So take a picture again, people. Okay. Again, we'll provide this, but if you have it now. All right. So a couple things. The theme is mandatory. Your content is open source, but you're free to continue working on the game afterward. Again, there's been a bunch of games that have seen commercial success after Global Game Jams, like Thomas Was Alone, like Surgeon Simulator. You can do both digital and non-digital games. Try new things. Do cool new materials with your games. Work with people you've never worked with before. There is a hashtag, DCGGJ. Tweet the crap out of that. We can even compile it on storyfy.com and have like a cool list of everybody's tweets from the event. And then if you have any pressing questions just about GGJ, there's a FAQ.
One note about those tweets. We want you to tweet, but don't tweet the theme for another, what was it?
You'll get
10 hours?
Yeah, you'll get the notice. You gotta realize it's gotta go all the way around the world, and so your safe bet is to not tweet it at all.
Yeah.
And then
Or at least until like tomorrow morning.
I would wait.
Past that.
Possible,
Yeah. So it has to so for example, Hawaii is not at this stage we are right now. They're still prepping, so
Global Game Jam in general will announce the theme when it's safe to announce the theme to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't spoil it for anyone.
Yes. All right, and above all else, have fun. All right, so enough from me. You're here for the keynote and theme. So,
So beautiful.
I don't think we can. Yeah, it's better than we should do.
The Global Game Jam would like to thank our very generous sponsors, our Platinum level sponsor, and our Gold level sponsors.
That's what you're saying.
One year.
This is where we need to highlight the little video.
Yay!
Was the volume good?
Everybody out of here?
Facebook, GameLab at American University, GitHub, iMasterArt, Microsoft, and Unity. Introducing the Global Game Gift, a new initiative for the community to play, care, and give. Powered by the creative talents of the industry, made with Unity.
This is the Global Game Jam 2015. On behalf of the Executive Committee, Board of Directors, generous sponsors, and everyone who has helped to make this event come together, welcome. It is no simple feat to bring together this many thousands of people from around the world, all looking to break the mold of games as we know them. The Global Game Jam is brought to you by a team of volunteers who have spent hundreds of hours getting this year's event ready to share it. Our executive producer, Sarah Duran, has worked with a great team of amazing regional and local organizers to make sure there's space, tools, and support for our community to come together. This Global Game Jam is your playground of innovation. This is your opportunity to create games on your own, make new friendships, start new collaborations, learn new tools, test your ideas, and start some new ones. For some, this is the time for you to make your first game, and for others, a time to make a game that will revolutionize the way we play and think for years to come. The Global Game Jam is also about collaboration and experimentation. There are no failed games here, so please upload and share your results with everyone, even if you don't finish. We love games, and this is why we jam. On behalf of everyone at the Global Game Jam, thank you for being a part of the world's largest game jam. We look forward to playing your games.
Hi, I'm Mitty. I'm a programmer and designer, and I run what is ostensibly a one-person micro studio called The Tiniest Shark. I made a game called Red Shirt, which is this satirical sci-fi social networking simulation game. I say ostensibly one person because I didn't make Red Shirt alone, of course. I had help from some wonderful artists without whom it would never have got past the placeholder art stage, and a talented musician, and a voiceover artist, and the friends who helped with writing content when I was knee-deep in making sure the scroll bars worked properly. And that's not even mentioning the emotional support of my husband, of my parents, and my friends who understood every time I'd have to rearrange hanging out with them because something was on fire. And unless you're someone with an absolutely unprecedented level of talent and bottomless emotional strength, no developer is an island. But you probably know this. You know this because you're here at the 2015 Global Game Jam, and you're ready to work with the talented people who are also here. You know this because you all showed up. You're here on the ground, and really showing up is half the battle. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm incredibly honoured to be one of the keynote speakers for the Global Game Jam. But because you all showed up, I will be completely truthful when I say this. There is probably nothing I can tell you that you don't already know. I can tell you why games are so important, why they have so much potential, why they belong on the same cultural platforms as movies and literature and theatre and visual art. I do those talks to the public from time to time because I believe advocacy for games and what they are and what they could be is so important. But you probably believe these things about games too, and you are awesome because you've showed up with this commitment to making a game, to doing something hopefully a bit different, whether this is your first ever game jam and you've never made a game before, or whether you're someone who's been in the industry for 15 years. Again, there's nothing I can tell you that you don't already know. Let's leave potential aside then. What I can do is tell you why I love games, in the here and now, and what games mean to me. This is where I grew up, 10 minutes from the sea. I've always loved the sea. When I was very little, the sea meant all of this possibility. I would dream about all the places it could take me. I loved the sea for the same reasons I loved space later. The seemingly infinite, the places which make you remember that you are infinitely tiny and unimportant, and that's okay, because that's what makes life so precious. I came to realise later that this definitely affected the way I think about and make video games. That we're tiny, but we're also connected to one another more than we know. And the things we do matter. And so, a lot, not all of the games I aspire to make, are about this slow bombardment of opportunities for self-reflection. Places and video games have made me feel that way too. Tiny, I mean. I remember, for instance, a sense of wonder when I played my first MMO, MAGFest. Of being in this huge world which seemed to live and breathe without me, and it was full, absolutely full of people. Of course, there's no one here now, but I have stories. And really, that's what it's about to me, the stories, the connections we make. I grew up playing video games with my family and my little sisters, and the thing I love is that no matter the game, it's about the unique stories you craft between you and your friends, or between you and the system, or you with yourself. Every time we play, there's some unique story we create, no matter why else we may be playing. Whether it's about control, or challenge, or just out of pure kinesthetic pleasure. I love creating. I've loved making things, digital things, since I was about 10 or 11 years old, and I taught myself to write HTML. I was hooked on being able to make things, interactive things for my friends to look at and mess about with. There's something to it that's addictive and beautiful. Crafting things, spinning things from inert code which becomes something else, comes alive on the screen. To me, it feels magical. And games are the best place for that magic, to express ideas through the code you've spun. My earliest understanding of all this came, I realised, not from Will Wright or Sid Meier, but from the early 90s Nickelodeon show Clarissa Explains It All, in which 13-year-old girl Clarissa Darling would seemingly, in just a few hours, make a game to both figure out and express to others how to deal with her bratty brother Ferguson. I like to think that Clarissa not only paved the way years and years in advance with the amazing plethora of indie games about personal experiences that we now see, but also I think she basically invented game jams. But I have a confession to make. For a while, as I saw the amazing, beautiful, expressive work that was being done around me, I was honestly too scared to put my own work out there. And so I'd make these little, barely finished games in private and show them to no one. Or worse, and far more often, not even build out my ideas in case by doing so, I'd prove to myself that they weren't worth it. And you know what? It didn't make me happy. I'm not a writer, but one of the most important moments of my creative life came a few years ago when I read this agony column. It's by a writer responding to another writer who's been besieged by this all-encompassing sense of creative angst, of all the things they feel like they could do, but they're too afraid to because the things they come out with aren't good enough. Honestly, I think it applies to all creative disciplines. The Agnion's advice in her amazing, colourfully worded column came down to this. We get the work done on the ground level, with humility and with surrender. And reading this cemented for me what made me the happiest, creating fully, uninhibitedly honestly, not really caring about the outcome as long as I was creating something. In fact, I'm kind of miserable when I'm not. And you know what else? Despite this, despite the fact that I create and care about creating, I've had people telling me I'm not a game developer, not a real one. But you know what? I just keep showing up. But you already know this because you showed up and you're ready to try and maybe fail. But that's okay because you'll be doing your best. You're here, you're on the ground level, and so there is nothing I can tell you but to remind you that with humility and with surrender. Oi, sou a Amora.
E eu sou o Pedro, e juntos a gente é mini boss e a gente faz jogo independente aqui no Brasil.
Personagens de jogos, principalmente jogos AAA, são feitos dentro de margens muito restritas na maioria das vezes. O cara branco, hétero e ultimamente anti-herói é o que a gente mais vê por aí. Temos uma parcela muito baixa de personagens de outras raças, gêneros e orientações sexuais sendo protagonistas, ou simplesmente assumindo papéis fortes. Quando encontramos personagens diferentes desse padrão, são muitas vezes representados de maneira estereotipada, alegórica, sexualizada ou simplesmente negativa, mal feita. Antes de criar uma história e seus personagens, é legal tentar pensar um pouco fora desse formato com o qual estamos acostumados. Isso serve para qualquer mídia, inclusive jogos, e qualquer situação, inclusive uma game jam como a que você está prestes a fazer. Em muitos jogos vemos personagens femininas que estão ali só para servir de decoração ou como apelo sexual para o público masculino. Isso acaba tirando o aspecto humano da personagem, fazendo com que ela tenha a mesma personalidade de um objeto. Outros exemplos menos óbvios são personagens femininas que são fortes, inteligentes, mas só estão na história como motivação do cara principal. Ou para ensinar alguma coisa para ele, torná-lo melhor de algum jeito. São personagens que perdem sua força para que não tenham nenhum impacto real na trama. Muitas vezes damos como desculpa que uma história representa a realidade, e se tem um tom machista, racista, transfóbico ou homofóbico é porque é assim na vida real. Isso cria um ciclo, e esse ciclo é uma das armadilhas que a gente mais tem que tentar evitar. A ficção, vista em filmes, livros, seriados e em jogos, é influenciada pela realidade, mas também pode fazer o caminho inverso. Se temos esse tipo de poder, por que não usá-lo? Nós temos a chance de criar qualquer coisa, então podemos trazer ideias e conceitos para o público que inspirem mudanças no nosso meio, ao invés de ficar perpetuando o mesmo ciclo e alimentando um mundo cada vez mais conformista. Então, como fazer o certo? O que é um personagem forte? Personagens fortes são aqueles que possuem profundidade, capazes de influenciar diretamente a história em que estão inseridos. Se a forma do seu personagem fosse outra, se a raça, a orientação sexual, o tipo físico fossem diferentes, isso mudaria a história em alguma coisa? Ninguém deve ser definido por essas características, e sim pelas suas ações. Em relação a personagens femininas, um teste que gostamos de fazer é o teste de Ao analisar uma história, veja se ela tem mais de uma mulher. Se sim, elas chegam a conversar uma com a outra? E se conversam, é sobre qualquer coisa além dos nomes da história? Esse teste é bem simples e, claro, não se aplica a tudo, mas é um bom começo para análise e é um ótimo exercício para o nosso cérebro como criadores. Errar nesses pontos é normal e bem comum, mesmo quando a intenção é boa. O importante é participar da discussão e tentar se livrar dessa noção de que o homem branco ou heterossexual precisa ser o padrão. A diversidade dentro dos jogos é importante, mas fora deles é mais ainda. Tente não ser intolerante por causa de generalizações sem sentido, como mulheres não gostam de videogame, porque isso é muito nocivo para o seu trabalho e para a nossa cultura como um todo. Vamos tentar não espantar pessoas que poderiam trazer grandes contribuições para a nossa área e não ter medo de trabalhar com todo tipo de gente. E é isso. O tempo foi curto, mas espero que a gente tenha conseguido resumir de um jeito legal. Lembre-se de que a indústria de jogos é feita por todos nós e é nossa obrigação deixá-la cada vez melhor. Oi, Dan!
My name is Rainer Knizia. I'm a game designer. We live in exciting times. Advances in electronics change our world and change our games. Maybe soon, gamification will drive all aspects of our lives. In the past, we focused on creating powerful virtual worlds. In the future, I believe success will come from merging virtual worlds and the real world. Hybrid games, which combine physical and digital elements, are our first step into the future. The island uses a board, and then we add electronics through the volcano. The board is printed with conductive ink, and that means whenever we touch the board, the magic happens. Who was it? Is a crime mystery behind a castle. And we had an electronic box. The chest gives you choices. In which room do you act? Which animal do you ask? And you touch the chest, and the magic happens. Supremacy uses a magic die. The die is linked to the talent. There is the game. To get the magic going, all you need to do is roll the die. Our next game uses the smartphone as an integral part. The smartphone is placed above the board. So, in King Arthur, the smartphone up there sees all, knows all, and controls all, just like in real life. The future is up to you. Enjoy.
guys ready to hear the theme? All right, here we go. You know, guys, I was thinking of a funny story. Let's say it together. Say it together. What do we do now? Exactly.
Can we translate to a different language?
That'd be cool.
That's something you can do now, yes.
I actually thought of using one We put a bird on. Actually, oh yeah, that's the new site-specific diversifier because it looks like the bird is not here anymore. But there was a bird earlier, so another site diversifier is put a bird on it. and yeah. All right. So real quick before we go downstairs, everybody for Global Game Jam 2015, come up here. And let's get a picture. The before picture. Before. So before you all like get all smelly from game jamming.
Well, there's only going to be about half of that for live picture. There's going to be missing limbs. It's not going to be
Oh yes.
I have an idea. I've never met.
One of the advantages to the before picture is you can all pack together closely down so you can have a shower and you have fun and around. So you're going to want to get really close, guys. And I am not a professional photographer in any way, so this will not be a spectacular picture. That will be a yeah, some of you are in the projections. You might want to, if you're blinded by light, you're probably in the projection. All right, that looks great.
Leave at least one of them so we have the.
Sorry?
Leave at least one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, did we just take it off? Well, that's cool. I didn't really do it. Okay. Nice. Alright. And then we're gonna do something crazy. Which is try to take it with my phone. So I can tweet it right now, so you guys can be famous. 1, 2, 3. And no one ever wants to do a goofy one, but feel free to. Ready? I'm gonna count to 3, you're gonna be goofy. Oh god, that's gonna be dangerous. A couple people up front are probably going down. Alright, you ready? Do whatever you want to do. 1, 2, 3. That was really not goofy. You guys